He ripped my eyes from their sockets. No explanation. One moment, I'm wandering the streets. The next, I find myself locked in a basement, seeing nothing but pitch black. I remembered something felt off, so I raised my hands to find that my eyes had been yanked out. Just holes in my head. Despite my predicament, I have much freedom. He feeds me pretty well. Decent food given through a slot in a door. I've explored the rather large room, fingers sliding across the concrete walls. There's a couch, dresser, and the bed I woke up on. The door is locked. I tried the knob. I've sat here, listening. He barely makes a sound. Almost silent. The only way I know he's around are from the heavy thumps of boots on wood. That's how I track him. When he's on the first floor, when he's gone, even when he's right by my door. A few times has he actually entered the basement. Always whenever there was a sound outside. Each time have I attempted escape. And each time has it ended in the same result. Him clamping his hand over my mouth, telling me to be quiet. His voice is always raspy, shaky as he speaks. It's like he's afraid of something. I remember thinking how he'd better be afraid. He'd be caught soon. I knew it. I was quiet for once, not making a peep as a loud scream emanated from upstairs. Then, a heavy thump before silence. Moments passed, then I heard it. Quiet chatter. Why hadn't he come down yet? I remember wondering to myself. This was my chance. I could make noise and someone would find me. I shrieked for someone, calling for any kind of help. I searched, slamming repeatedly on the locked door until I thought the wood would blister my hands. That was until it suddenly slammed open, knocking me back. I felt the air burst from my lungs as my back met with concrete, a crushing pressure over my jaw, wielding my mouth shut as he hissed. "Shut up! Shut up! Do you want to die, boy?" I struggled against his iron grip, but eventually gave a tiny shake of my head, beads of sweat lining my brow. I could feel his hand tense as muffled voices seeped through the walls above. "Did you hear that?" a woman inquired. "No. Now let's stay focused on the task at hand," a man replied. "You always let that mind of yours wander off." I could feel his fingers loosen a little, a heavy breath escaping him as light steps faded away. I couldn't see him, but man, I could picture it. Him just glaring down at me, or up at the ceiling in paranoia. Before I knew it, he was gone, the door inching shut with a quiet click. I remained here for days, and though I was cared for, the silence was maddening. I hated every second of it. And there was a loud crash once, before someone let out a scream of pain. I remember sitting upright in my bed, ears perked. It was louder than expected. And that's when I realized it was coming from directly above me. Then, the shrieking stopped with a heavy thud. 1, 2, then 3. The thudding continued at an endless pace, cracking and squelching of something following along with it. I could hear something being dragged across the floor, before it all returned to silence. Things changed after that day. I could hear his boots stomping around more frantically, and he was downstairs more often. I could always hear him mutter the same things. He'd always say, they're closer. Might have to leave. Unsafe. We have to stay quiet. I remember once, I had gotten frustrated and blurted out, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I heard him shift once, then halt. And then he stepped forward, boots dragging along concrete. He stopped, inches from my face, rancid breath wafting over me as he hissed, "We are in danger. You and I will die if they find us. Do you understand?" You're insane, I remember spitting back. He gripped my jaw, growling, "I am not!" before calming himself down, continuing, "They thought much the same. Now look at them. Dead and gone." I would have chuckled bitterly then, if he didn't have me in his clutches. This man was a lunatic. There was no doubt about it. More days had passed, and I heard a knock on the door before a stern voice called out, "Police, open up." Then another few knocks. I would have screamed when he was upon me in seconds, hand clasped over my mouth as he whispered, "Don't. It's a trap." I tried to bite him out of spite and desperation, but the cold metal pressing against my throat convinced me otherwise. So I waited for him, silent as the knocking continued. "Open up," the officer called out again. We didn't respond. After a few moments, a faint sigh could be heard, before steps leading away from the home. At that moment, he finally let me go, pulling the knife away from my neck. Days passed since. I still sit in this basement, silent, never making a sound. And still, there is no escape in sight. And the funny thing is, I'm in no rush to get out. No desire to leave. I'm afraid to flee because he finally told me why he ripped my eyes out. I remember it vividly, as it replays like a broken record. He said this: "It's only safe when you're missing something vital. Only then do they no longer consider you a suitable host. No matter what you hear, they lie. They're no longer human.